So right now you're watching me and the main screen count out the sticks that led to the lines that led to this figure that you're looking at in the little screen. The Great Exceeding figure. This is kind of like the Tarot's Tower card, but it's not quite so ominous. This ridge pole right up here at the top is sagging. And so it's putting added stress on the rest of the structure, and the sides are starting to bow. So it is in danger of collapse. There are things right now in danger of collapse. This Great Exceeding is basically telling you not to be afraid in a crisis, to gather all your inner forces and act alone if you need to. Hold on to your ideals. Your ideals are going to be very, very important. They're the foundation for all of your everything. But it's also of great importance to know that you can go beyond your personal belief system. Like, your beliefs are right now limiting you. Now is not the time to be afraid. If you have a direction, if you have purpose, then you will be fine. You follow your purpose. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to be saying, I don't know exactly what my purpose is. There's a very, very simple way to find that purpose. You do what you really love doing, and you start there, and then it develops into something more. And then that's where it becomes more clear what your purpose is. That thing that you love doing, find that thing that you love doing and plan everything around it. Let that be your guide. There is a breaking down of structure right now. We are already seeing this. We've already been seeing this in the last year, which was also a golden year. This current year that we're ending is the year of the golden rat. We are coming into the year of the golden ox. In the race, in the horoscope for the year 2021, the golden ox, the monkey is winning. The monkey is very fluid of a creature. It doesn't, like, gravity doesn't seem to affect that particular animal the way it does other animals. It can, for all intents and purposes, fly without having wings. It's very versatile, and that's exactly what you're gonna want to do in this time when the ridge pole starts sagging and the structure starts collapsing. Focus on your solar plexus chakra also. That's going to be where you gather a lot of your strength. Maybe incorporate some yellows. Coincidentally enough, the color of the year this year is, it's a color of yellow. What's it called? Illumination. It's called illumination. And its secondary color is basic gray, I think, which to me says silver and gold. So take that wherever you want it to. So the next figure that we're going to be looking at, and keep in mind the sticks are still counting out this first figure. This first figure, you'll see later, will lead us to the second figure, how it relates. So how is this going to relate to us in our world right now? The well is basically the watering hole or the office, the water cooler thing, or the break room. It's the smoker circle. It's where people go, where they congregate. So that, unfortunately, is what it's looking like is in danger of collapsing. And given the type of world that we live in, and the type of world that the powers that be have forced us into, especially this last year, is into a virtual world. So I think that this collapse is going to be seen largely on our virtual platforms where people gather, places like Twitter and Facebook, and I don't know if people still use MySpace or going back to that. Then there's Telegram and MeWe, and Parler, I think, is the one that's being censored. All of this stuff is going to really start coming into play, and I think we're going to start seeing a lot of censoring issues, but we're also going to see a new shadow starting to arise in the collective, and I think that it's going to be largely based around the well, so to speak. So it's going to be like an online battle of sorts. We're going to have a lot of keyboard warriors, so to speak. But the important thing is to understand that the well is always going to be the well. The internet is always going to be the internet. People will go there, but there are people who are muddying their own waters at the well by being too hasty and causing strife intentionally. There are people who go to the well with too short of a rope, or they go there with not an adequate container. But those situations are all on the person. So the well also indicates that right now is a good time to plant seeds, make intentions. I released a wishing well spell on my Instagram earlier this week. Use that. This is the energy that can also help us flow a little bit better. This contains water. This is a source of water. It's a life source. So it can be seen as actual water too. Make sure you're blessing your water. So what is the hidden possibility? Because this is a time of discord and darkness, it also brings with it an inherent energy of possibility and hope and awareness. So these are opposite sides, shadow aspects, if you will, that could work together and do work together quite well. So like heaven and earth are opposites, but they go together. They work together. The sun and the earth works together. The sun and the moon works together. The dark and the light works together. Summer and winter, spring and fall. And right now we're coming into the spring, the first spring holiday of the pagans. To really understand the hidden possibilities, it's diverging is the name of this symbol. You have to really look at what is both connecting people and what is separating people. Like two sides of the coin. Joss being the opposing force of the primary figure, which is great exceeding. So what are we going to be fighting against? Like what force is coming up causing this breakdown? The opposing force is Jaws. So Jaws is about eating. What are you consuming? What are you taking in intellectually? What are you taking in via the media? What are you taking in via the social networks? What are you taking in via your friends? What are you listening to, and is it nourishing you or is it not nourishing you? I think that we have to really, really be aware of what we're reading and what we're believing and what we're questioning. We should be questioning everything. We should be questioning everything, whether or not it's good for us to consume it or not. Is it good for you to consume it? Probably not. But then again, if you stay in the love and light world, do you really know what's going on? Okay. So I think it's going to be kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. I feel like with Jaws is a shark, right? Sharks are basically stomachs with fins and teeth. They're like the bear of the ocean. Doesn't matter. They're just going to eat it. License plates, garbage, it doesn't matter. They are consuming without question. They are consuming without integrity. So I think that is going to be how this starts breaking down. We have to really look at what we're consuming if we want this to go more flowy through this way. You see? We don't want to be consuming brainlessly like a shark. A shark they don't engage the thought process for consumption. They just eat it. Like a bear, just eats it. Let's see here. So what is the change pattern? The change pattern is a lot of small things that don't really seem related, but they accumulate into something bigger. So that's probably going to look like, I believe my energy prediction said that it would be varying types of women against other varying types of, like, opposites. Look at that, the opposites, what connect and what separate. So I really think that this is probably going to look a lot like boy moms against girl moms, Republican ladies against Democrat ladies, etc., on varying different fronts. Be flexible and adaptable like a spring rain. Stay consistent. We mustn't be afraid to act alone. When things start getting crazier and structures start coming down, get out. What is that that keeps? Plant your seeds. Know that it's up to you to get the water. The well is always there. You have to have the right tools. Look at what divides and connects people. That's where the emphasis was going to be. Strive for greater connection. Be mindful of what you're consuming. Don't consume mindlessly. Be picky. Small changes are going to add up to big changes over the course of this year. When we take all of this into account with what the astrology is saying, that we are definitely going to have some sort of breakdown in the communication sector and structure. This reading was by Retha B. from Wisdom and Creation Studios.